Introduction: what this book is and what it ain't. This audiobook and all its other associated offerings are both a culmination and distillation of my experiences and knowledge gained in the independent voiceover business. It is by no means fully comprehensive in all aspects of the business, the profession, the art form, or the industry. It's certainly no Bible. Hell, it's not even a measly gospel. It's not meant to tell you everything there is to know about voiceover work as a vocation or even a hobby. There's plenty of other expert opinions on all that written by folks far more successful than me, that's for sure. It's not going to get into the nitty-gritty of this recording DAW, a term you'll learn shortly, or that microphone. It's also not going to tell you how to make a quick fortune doing voiceovers from the comfort of your own PJs, so let's get that out of the way off the top. But as an aside, if you know how to do that, call me. It's not going to ask you to refer to friends, and if they refer to friends, and if everybody sings Kumbaya in just the right key at just the right time while visualizing their success, reclining like a placid celestial Buddha under a double rainbow. Ugh. Seriously though, we've all either heard or read about this or that method of becoming truly self-actualized, self-sustaining, and self-employed. They're all the rage for a bit, and people desperately throw money at them in the hopes that something good will happen for them, be it in the realms of romance, health, spiritual progress, self-improvement, or plain old dollars and cents financial security. Honestly though, all the trendy and woo-woo wishes, secrets, and what the bleepity methods tend to leave out three key elements in their equation for success: luck, failure, and hard work. As is printed on the tin, this is a quick and dirty guide to this business. It's not comprehensive because it's not intended to be. So if you're already in the business and have been for more than, say, a year, this guide likely isn't going to lay anything out for you that you haven't already experienced. Although I do encourage you to stick with me. One thing I've found extremely valuable as a business building tool is hearing stories and shared experiences of how someone else got to where they are. Having said that, I want to reach back a few sentences and expand something a bit. If you're doing voiceover work currently, as I said, for about a year or so, and have had some manner of success, A, congratulations and all that, and B, sorry to burst your bubble, but you haven't even really started yet. Yeah, I know.
Way to be a Debbie Downer, dude.
Well, the truth is, it's the truth. And one thing I'm here to provide you with, as best I can, is the truth. Unvarnished, unsweetened, with a capital T that rhymes with B that stands for...
Bite it, know-it-all supposed voiceover expert.
Ooh, there's a word to explore a bit. Expert. We all know what it means, generally speaking, when a person is looking to learn something, be it a skill, craft, trade, what have you. We tend to look for an expert to learn from, or at least glean some insights, techniques, or pointers out of. That begs the question, do I consider myself an expert? The short answer, and you'll start to learn that I'm in favor of short answers, even though I may be a bit of a wordy bastard, is, yep. I consider myself an expert at me, my business, and my particular career path. Nobody knows me like I do, although I am learning new things about myself daily and attempting tweaks and improvements all the time. So in that way, I'm the go-to guy on everything me. I can point out turning points in my path that led to successes. And I'm the first person to slap myself upside the head for stupid errors that sent me falling back down to earth in flames, generally at the cost measured in dollars. But am I what anyone would consider a voiceover expert? That answer is just a shade more nuanced. I'll leave it up to one of my all-time favorite comedians, the very Scottish, professional, strange person, Billy Connolly. In telling the story of how he came to learn the banjo, and moreover how he himself became a banjo instructor, Connolly recounts the time he showed up to his regularly scheduled banjo lesson, only to find his instructor missing. He hunts him down. If I remember rightly, there were wiener dogs involved in this endeavor and maybe wheat germ and lentil-flavored chocolates, but I was in college, so it's hazy, and asks the guy why he's not willing to teach him anymore. Connolly wanted to press on, thinking he was just starting to actually get kind of good at the damn thing. The old fella says essentially that he's got nothing further to teach him and that Connolly's the teacher now. Connolly's shocked by this and says to the effect, "But you're the teacher. You're the expert." The old chap tosses Billy a dog-eared beat-up book and says, "The only reason I was your teacher was because I was 2 pages ahead of you in Pete Seeger's How to Play the Banjo book." Funny story, and from what I understand, true, wiener dogs aside. But the tale holds a kernel of wisdom in it. Sure, to some less experienced than me, I'm certainly considered an expert. My pug dog totally looks to me for wisdom when it comes to voiceover work and technology in general, and, well, pretty much anything requiring thumbs. There certainly are people much more experienced than I am in this realm. More successful, more widely known, more award-winning, more everything. They'll happily take you down to the microscopic level on the technology, the technique, the shark-like business acumen, etc., etc. Is that what you're actually looking for? Will that actually help you? Let me paint you another little picture. It's a picture most, if not all of us, have seen hanging in the halls of our lives. So, most of us have a friend, relative, or relation that grabs on hard to a new pursuit, hobby, or passion, or whatever else and, well, goes all in. Head first, damn the torpedoes in a very showy, blustery, "this is my jam and I bleed this" sort of way. The what doesn't matter. Baking, spoon collecting, freestyle, bicycle, cryo, yoga, whatever. They follow all the experts on all the socials, consume video tutorials at a rate that gets their internet bandwidth throttled, and inject their newfound passion into every conversation they have, actually or virtually. They subscribe to forums, threads, subreddits, SIGs, and get magazines, newsletters, and catalogs galore. Moreover, they find it very, very, very important to have the right gear, the proper equipment, the pro-level this, or at least the prosumer that. They strive hard to get what it takes and to know the things it takes to be considered an expert. But interestingly enough, when it comes down to the actual doing of the thing, well, you know how this ends. Yard sales, internet marketplaces, garages, sheds, and closets full of shame. It seems that their passions didn't answer a few more practical questions. Questions like,
do I want to devote all this time and energy perfecting skills I don't actually enjoy employing?
Do I like failing at something so often before I get a good result?
Do I have the patience to stick with this?
Can I deal with so many people rejecting what I do as not good enough yet?
Do I actually like doing this?
Those are real questions for you at this stage in the game, my friend. Those are hard questions that you need to be brutally honest with yourself about before you step 1 foot further down this path. There's no point in me 100 times zooming down into how to edit a 48 kHz WAV file, tweak the RMS, run both inline and sidechain compression, export it to 198 kbps MP3, and get it to pass QC at a big online book purveyor if you don't even know you've got what it takes to be in this business. Talk about the cart before the horse. You don't even know if you like horses yet. Or carts. Another aspect of my personal life is that of a maker, a term we'll expand on in the future. I have a small shop in my garage, and I turn out odd thingies, whatnots, and other physical items of sometimes questionable utility. Often, in the discussion of the possible acquisition of a new-to-you and your shop tool with younger or newer makers, I often warn against the compulsion many of us have of getting the best and brightest and shiniest and most badass version of a tool you've never even used before. Sure, do all the deep dive nerd-tastic research you want, but in the end, it's near always the best tack to get the cheapest, most entry-point version of the tool in question, and work with that first. Why?
What happens if the XXLL Boss Ball Maxi Extreme version will do the job way better at that thing in question?
Totally legit point. Want another totally legit point? What happens if that thing in question is a tool for something you're not particularly well suited to do in the first place or don't even like doing? Having a $4,000 lathe is no good to you if you really don't enjoy being covered in itchy sawdust all day after all. It doesn't mean you can't still deeply enjoy a perfectly turned spindle or wooden bowl. All it means is that you learned something about yourself, and you only spent $400 on an old used Craftsman lathe that your friend's uncle had hidden under a wadded-up Korean War-era tent in his barn. A lesson is a lesson, and they're always valuable. As are your fingers. Hope you kept all those, too. I'm not here passing myself as the be-all, end-all fount of voiceover knowledge. I'm not here to tell you you need to plunk down money on the biggest, baddest things or else you're not able to call yourself a real pro. I'm not here to get you to believe me or in me. I'm here, only with this humble little book, a true desire to get you to examine your motivations, a willingness to guide you into an exploration of this voiceover thing, and to help you decide if it's suited to you, and more importantly, if you're suited to it. In places, I'm going to dive quite a bit deeper than in others, sometimes with background on more general topics that some may think less relevant, because it's my experience that having a strong grasp of underlying theories and concepts is more beneficial to a new explorer than me spending time hyper-zooming in on things better left for you to educate yourself on once you've made a buying choice. But no matter what, my aim is always to help you, the listener, explore this world, make wise decisions, and get the most out of your experience. So let's find out if you really have what it takes, and, more importantly, if you really want to pursue voiceover work as a profession, a side hustle, or even a hobby. Those are totally worthwhile questions. So let's get to it.